Hello and welcome to a special episode of Grand Slam KBO's tier lists. My name is Matthew Kerr, and today I am joined by a very special guest. Some say that it's because of him colour photography was invented. Others say that his face appears on Norwegian currency. Others still say he's the reason that the dinos were wiped out. His name is Mr. Yagu Thomas St. John. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. How's everyone doing today?
They can't really tell us because we're not live right now, but do you know what we're doing today?
I think we're going to be doing some Samsung Lions uniforms.
That we are. We're going to be having a look at some Samsung Lions uniforms, and for those of you who are not familiar with the format, myself and Thomas St. John here are going to be doing a bit of Gary YouTubing while we have a look at the Samsung Lions uniforms from 1982 when the team was first created up until the present day, 2020. And we're just going to give them a lovely little grade from the Hall of Fame down to the ones that need to get right in the bin. Let's get started. So, the first uniform we're looking at today is the first 1982 home edition.
Wow, we're going very old school here, huh?
Yeah, back in the day, for those of you who don't know, the Samsung Lions used to wear red pinstripes when the team was first created.
Yeah. I was just hearing a story recently that, as you said, that they used to do red, but most people know Samsung for being blue.
Yeah.
And do you know how that story actually started?
I don't think I've heard this one, no.
I was told by, and I can't remember who said it, but in the early 80s, the Lions were doing a spring training or a winter training with the LA Dodgers. And at that time, they kind of learned about the Dodgers way of life, Dodger pride, and all of those things. And the Lions were kind of so taken by it that they said, all right, we're going to ditch the red and we're going to be blue. And that's how Samsung ended up becoming blue.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then they had to do something with those red uniforms for the year.
I don't know. I think this might have been after the 82 season. I don't remember the exact date or time, but the red uniforms were not used very often or in the later part at all.
Okay.
So, but remember that first season was only, 60, 80 games, something like that.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
So.
Plus, they had two halves to the season, didn't they?
They did, yes.
So it could have happened during that time.
You know.
So what do we think of this one then? So it's got the pinstripes. I quite like the fact that they've got the name in Hangul.
I do too. I think that it's a good first jersey. I think that the pinstripes look good, and it's just kind of what it should be.
It's kind of difficult to mess up pinstripes, though.
Yeah, and I mean, it's simple. It's kind of laid out right on the left and the right side. They have the Samsung mark on the sleeve. I like it.
Well, where do you want to put it then?
I think I would put that lovely. I'm not going to go quite Hall of Fame, but I think it was a very good start.
Okay, so onwards to the second one, and this is the first road jersey where they were still in red, where it's just a nice block color. So what do we think of this one?
Even though it's similar in a lot of ways to the first one, I would have to say I don't like it as much. I think without the pinstripes, it just kind of loses something. It just seems a little bit too bland, nothing special. So, I mean, for me, I'm going to actually put it right in the nothing special.
Okay. The next one coming up, we have the second edition. Like, this is where we were debating if it could have been a mid-season break kind of thing, or if they just got the idea in spring training and then had to go through a development process. But this is basically the same as the red, but replace it with the royal blue.
I like this one probably as much as the red one. I kind of view them as the same. I like how they didn't just make it blue and say Lions. I like how they actually made it different.
Yeah.
One says Samsung, one says Lions. So
What do you think of the juxtaposition of the Chinese characters for Samsung and the Korean for Lions on the chest and the sleeve? Not a fan? Are you a fan?
I'm right in the middle.
Hmm.
Right in the middle. How about you?
I kind of like this one a bit more than the red one. Are we going to put it in Hall of Fame or a lovely, lovely, lovely?
I'm going to let you choose this one.
I think this one needs to go just above where the previous one was.
Okay. I can go with that.
So the next one up is the 1982 Road version 2, where they, same as they did with the red one, just they've put a block blue color there.
For some reason, even though this is really similar to the other one, I like this. I think the colors really kind of pop on this. This is just a good looking jersey. It's a good color combination. And obviously the white on a dark color really works well, I think.
I think it's kind of a little bit schizophrenic because it's got the Chinese characters on the chest, it's got the Korean on the arm, and then they've got the old 1982 Samsung Lions logo, which was very similar to the St. Louis Cardinals logo of the time, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know this for sure, but in the very early days, the teams didn't really have a lot of money. So you might see in like 1983, someone wearing a jersey that it was actually from 82, or, even though the hat might be this way, they might be wearing an old hat. There was just a lot of that. I had one of the old players mention that to me.
Okay. So you seem to like this one a lot. Where are you putting it?
I would actually put this in Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like this one.
I do. First Hall of Fame nomination.
Yes.
Well, one thing that many people didn't realize was the Samsung Lions, they went all out on uniforms in their first season. So here is the first of multiple postseason uniforms where, you know how you were saying that you hope they didn't just put lions across the chest? Here you go.
Now, this looks very, dare I say, something like I've seen in Japan.
Oh, you can say that.
Okay, well, then I'm going to say it. It looks like something I've seen in Japan.
Might the team begin with a say and end with a boo?
That is the one I'm thinking of, yeah. I think that there was a lot of copying going on at that time.
I don't know whatever you might think, Hanshin Tigers fans.
Exactly. I think it looks basically like those old Lions jerseys used to look in Japan. I think the font.
I like the fact that they managed to add in the what do you call those things? Those half
cuffs?
Sleeves.
What do you mean
the sleeves they have for protecting against the sun, or maybe that's just an undershirt? But those.
Oh yeah, no, that's just an undershirt kind of thing.
That's fair enough. I like the way that they've actually tied that into the uniform design, though. It adds a bit of depth to it.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But you're not going to give this very much the uniform.
If you're asking me, I would put it in between Simply Bad and Nothing Special, and I'd put it in Simply Bad just because it seems like it's a straight copy.
Okay.
I mean, even with the font that they seem to have used in Japan, it looks okay, but because it's kind of a copied.
Negative points for unoriginality.
Yeah, very good.
That's fair enough. Moving on, we have the other post-season uniform, where this was the one they wore on the road, which has Daegu and then lions plastered across the front.
I still remember when I saw this. When I came to Korea, it was not called Daegu; it was called Taegu with a T.
Oh, okay.
And the government has gone back and forth. What's the proper spelling of everything? I didn't even realize that this was a professional jersey the first time I saw it. I was very surprised that it was actually in English. I mean, the whole
Mm.
jersey was in English. But I think at the same time, I like it.
I like the fact that they've taken pride in the city.
Yeah.
And I don't think any other KBO team embraced their city as quickly, with the exception of the modern day teams,
Yes.
which basically straight away did it.
Yeah. And I think that, I don't know. I mean, I think for nostalgia purposes that this jersey, I like it more than I dislike it. I don't know if I will give it a full lovely.
You give it 2.5 lovelies?
Yeah, I'll go 2 lovelies.
We
on
can
that.
put it at the bottom of lovely then.
Okay, that sounds good to me then.
So the next one is the Korea Series uniform from 1982, where it's basically a copy of the pinstripe, but make it red and make the pinstripes go away.
I guess if you're going to have that many jerseys in a season, especially...
We're still not out of 1982.
Yeah.
And we're at how many? 2, 4, 6. This is the 7th one. You were saying on ESPN that you think the teams didn't market enough. Do you think Samsung's the exception?
If they would have sold any of it, but they never sold anything like that until probably this decade.
Lost opportunity then.
Oh, huge lost opportunity. I think, again, I kind of like this, similar to the one that I put in the Hall of Fame, just because it's a really good looking color combination. I mean, you're not going to go wrong with white and red.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any pictures of this being used in the Korea series because they're all in black and white from back then. But yeah, I quite like this one. So you want to give this a Hall of Fame pass? You think it's better than the pinstripe uniforms?
Yeah.
All right. Is it going above or below the one that we've already got up here?
I'm going to say above.
Ooh, we have a new front runner.
Oh.
Well, good news. We're finally out of 1982. Welcome to 1983.
Okay.
Daegu uniform Mark II.
Okay. I'm not a very big fan. I like the hat. I'm not a big fan of that. It kind of just looks too high school-y.
It's kind of weird though, the hat combination with the uniform. They've gone with a powder blue and a royal blue on the uniform. Or like, is that a dark royal navy kind of blue? Like they've got 2 types of blue plus the red. And I think that might even be a different shade of red on the trim as well.
Yeah, there's just something off about it. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, but it just seems like there's something that's not working with it.
Is it worse than the Seibu copy?
Better than the Seibu copy, but I'm going to say nothing special. It's not bad.
Okay.
I mean, it at least is semi-original.
Okay, then. So next up, we have a very similar one to the one you put in the Hall of Fame already, but this one, they've made the lettering much bigger, and they put red trim on everything.
Pretty. Yeah. I do have to say that I am a big fan of these really old school ones. And the guy who that's Chung Hyo Jo. And he's the one player, if I could have seen anyone who I never got to actually see play, he's the guy who I would have loved to watch. He finished his career with a 331 lifetime average. That's just ridiculous. But going back to the jersey, I got to go Hall of Fame, and I'm even going to say right in the first position.
Ooh.
Yep.
3 times in one video, you take away the top spot.
Well, I mean, if it didn't have the red trim just really sets it off and just really makes it
It doesn't
pop.
just pop anymore, it explodes.
Yeah.
Like, you've even got the pinstripe going down the leg as well. It's just a nicely crafted uniform.
And I think at that time, A lot of the teams did not use button-down jerseys. They actually used pullover jerseys. So I know some teams did, but the majority of them did not use button-down jerseys. And I think a baseball jersey should be a button-down jersey. I like this one, and I've always liked this one.
Little known fact for a lot of people who are just new into the KBO uniform design thing. The KBO uniforms never used to have any kind of screen printing on them. What they would do was they would basically, well, you can tell them, what would they do if they wanted to get a name or a design like they have here on the front or back?
That would all be hand cut and sewn on there. For me, in my personal collection, the oldest uniform that I have was from about 86 or so, and the whole thing was cut out by hand, the entire thing. And if you just look at that, that's a lot of labor that goes into that. And at this time, they didn't have computers that would sew everything. I mean, you needed to
get your elbows dirty and just prick your finger a few times.
I'm sure that happened quite a lot, but if you just think about all the intricate designs, I mean, the 3 lines there, that's probably relatively easy to do, but it's not just 3 lines. I mean, it has to be cut in a certain way. And then the song, just the little areas of blue in between some of the characters. And then you have to sew on the inside of that. That's a lot of work that went into one jersey. So if you think about it, in the first year or 2 years, how many different jerseys did they have?
7.
Yeah, and I'm thinking each guy probably had at least 2 of each jersey.
That's
guessing
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Maybe that's why the chairballs were the only ones who could afford it.
Yeah, I think so.
So next up, we have a bit more of a long-lasting uniform. We're still on that Samsung Chinese character design, but they've done away with the red and added in a bit of yellow this time.
Yeah, I don't dislike it, but I'm not going to say that I really like it. If that was red, I would like it more. But they went through kind of a yellow phase.
I don't think they've really got out of it until the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the yellow, but in terms of the jersey being what it is, I think it's still a nice looking jersey. I think by 84 to 88, they could have done something different. I don't know about better, but something different. Now, where would you put this, Matt?
This one, I like it still more than the second Daegu from 93. I'd put this at the top of Nothing Special or the bottom of Lovely, Lovely, Lovely.
Yep, I'm right with you on that.
You know what? We've gone a bit top heavy so far, so let's pad out the middle of the pack.
Let's do it.
All right, next one will be over to the road version of 1984 through 1988.
I like the blue color. This is kind of, it's not a light blue. It's not a dark, like a navy color.
It's not a royal.
It's a something that you don't see very often. I don't know what color that is, but maybe it's just called the blue you don't see very often. But I like it. Again,
pastel blue. There we go.
Yes. Matt knows his colors very well.
No, I don't.
Okay. Maybe it's like a mauve, but no, I think I like the design. I just wish it wasn't yellow on the trim. Maybe if they would have put something down the middle, like where the buttons are, if they would have done something to kind of make that pop in some way.
Yeah. So where are we putting it? This one doesn't really sing to me, not as much as the one that we had before.
It's definitely not bad or needs to go into the bin.
Are we just putting it in Nothing Special for now?
For now, yeah.
All right.
Might have to come back to that.
Let's have a look at 1989 then, all the way through 1994, where the Hangul's back.
Yes, the Hangul is back. I think it's just too simple. I like the fact that they've kind of started adding more like color patches to everything to kind of make it a little bit brighter. But I just think that from a nostalgia point of view, this is good, but at the end of the day, it's just simple block letters. Well, and I'm not, it just doesn't really impress me all that much.
This one, I kind of wonder if Samsung had some kind of like advertising campaign that involved square parentheses at the time. Because that's just what the all look like.
Yeah. I don't
like something. There's something going on with this, and I'm not sure what it is. I do like the fact that they upgraded to the newer style of the Samsung logo on the sleeve, though.
Yeah, it doesn't speak to me. When I came to Korea in '92, so this is kind of the first Samsung jersey that I saw. It's okay, but in my opinion, it just doesn't speak to me. There's just too much white space on it.
That makes sense. So we asked the question again: is it as bad as the Cebu knockoff? I'm actually thinking it might be worse.
Why don't we put it in simply bad for now, and then we might throw it in the bin later.
All right. Progress. Here's the road one.
Yeah. I think this is at least a little bit better because we have that really nice blue color and it's set off. I mean, the color combination works better and it just has a little bit more going on.
Yeah. It's again that unidentifiable blue.
Yeah. I'm going to go with nothing special. I even though it's the same design, I think the color-wise it just looks.
Yeah. I don't think it's as good as the other ones we've got up there so far. Yeah. Though. So we're working our way through these. The next one up is. So next up, let's have a look at 1995, where they went through a phase of liking mountains, I guess. I'm not sure what's happening with that lettering.
Okay, well, I thought you had the answer because I sure don't have the answer.
Were there any Japanese teams that had that kind of design going on at the time?
Not that I remember. I don't know if there were. I think that I'm happy they at least added pinstripes because I think if this was just a white jersey, it would just
wouldn't even go in the bin. This would be
bury it under the
fire.
Bin. No, we have to burn it and then bury it under the bin.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
Yeah, but I think that this, I mean, the picture of Sung-yup there, it doesn't
a very young Sung-yup.
A very young Sung-yup, yes. Somehow it worked. Not super well, but it worked.
Yeah.
And the material that they used for that was kind of this was kind of when Samsung was starting to make some changes, especially after like 2000. They actually spent some money to get really nice quality uniforms. When Hyundai unicorns came in, Hyundai was having their uniforms made by Mizuno, and each uniform were 150,000 won each. And when you saw them, you could see it was just beautiful. And they set the bar really high. Samsung didn't want to deviate too much, but I think that because the material was a really good quality material, it made the jersey more visually appealing.
Okay.
So
for quality plus aesthetics, does that equal nothing special? Or is it
I'm still
still
gonna
just a
go.
bad design?
I'm still gonna say nothing special.
Okay. Bottom end, or is it better than what we had
Yes,
before?
yes, better than that one for sure.
All right. So the next one up is going to be the road version, where they took the same uniform and they made the sleeves blue. This was a short print edition for 2 years between 2000 and 2001 before they did away with it for something much better.
Yeah, I think there was even, I can't tell from the picture, but some of the times they didn't. Yeah, the jersey itself was just a sleeveless jersey. Yeah, I think that might be just like an undershirt that was worn under it. But there were a couple of players who had the jersey without sleeves. I don't remember when they did it
That's got to
specific.
give some points for creativity, because I know there were some people asking in the My KBO group about kind of like the old Arizona Diamondbacks when they had their kind of like vest uniforms for a while.
Yeah, that's basically what this was. And I'm thinking, I can't remember what year Arizona had those, but I think it was right about the same time, like the Kim Byung-hyun era. That
the
might
Kim Gi-tae kind of era as well for Samsung.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of sleeveless jerseys.
I'm not sold on them myself either. I can agree that it will give you a lot more freedom of movement, but then that's why people were putting slits under the arms, like back in the industrial leagues, like they were doing that in the 70s in Korea.
Yeah.
Where are we putting it? Is it bin worthy?
It is bin worthy. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a few things I can't deal with, and that's one of them.
Get in the bin.
Get in the bin.
Next one. So this was basically a one-shot kind of uniform where they took that classic design, took the modern-day Samsung logo with just the plain S that they had in the early 2000s, and then added white trim to everything. And this was used in a bunch of exhibition games that they had in Taiwan. It's very much the same as some of the old uniforms, but it's missing something for me.
Creativity, I think, is what you're thinking of.
Possibly.
This is too much of a mix of so many things. Well, we're going to Taiwan. Okay, well, we need something in Chinese. Hey, let's bring back the old stuff. Okay. But to me, there's just too many years of Samsung are mixed together in one, and it's not. I'm not a big fan of it. It's just too blue. The whole thing seems too blue if you look at it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
It's just like royal blue and royal blue and royal blue.
Yeah.
Is it bin worthy?
It does have sleeves, so we'll give it that.
Just for the sheer unoriginality, though.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to put it. It's just very unoriginal.
In the bin above the sleeves, or above the lack thereof?
Before the sleeves, right where you got it. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, then. So the next one is before they had that little spell of madness in 2000, we have the 95 through 2007, where they took that mountainous lions across the chest and then made it blue. You're not a fan.
I'm not, and I have a weird reason why I'm not. At this time, Samsung was very generous with the amount of jerseys that they would give to the players. And for those of you who don't know, I used to be a reporter and a photographer, and I would trade my photos to the players in exchange for uniforms. And I would trade like one like small poster size, maybe about 20 by 24 inches for 2 uniforms. And the Samsung guys would just bring bags. I'm like, how many do you have? oh, this isn't even all of them. Sometimes they
Wow.
would, yeah, I mean, I remember I got to know Lee Sung-yup kind of well during that time. And he would, I mean, I remember I gave a whole lot of pictures to his father and his mother.
Yeah.
And, you know, so he said, okay, just let me know what do you want? I said, I'd rather have your uniforms, please. He's like, all right. I said, do you have any old ones? He goes, oh, I don't know, but I'll check to see what I have. And after a game in Seoul, I met him and his wife at a Bennigan's restaurant. That's how long ago this was. It was actually at a Bennigan's, and it was popular.
Bennigan's was the thing.
It was a thing, you know, way back.
Showing my age here and showing a fraction of his. All right, don't hurt me.
Yeah, I'll bring the dino out. And he had a like the players used to have these really large duffel bags that they would keep basically everything in except their bats.
Okay.
And he just gave me the whole thing, and it was just full of jerseys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you sign them?
Oh, yeah. And the reason that I don't like this particular jersey is signatures did not look really good on this jersey. The white jerseys took a signature really good with like a thick Sharpie, but this one, when it got signed, you can see it, but it's just, it doesn't pop. So,
all right.
So for that,
Are you putting all of Lee Sung-yup signed uniforms in the bin?
I'm not putting his stuff in the bin. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I have respect.
You should do it and then send the video to him.
I would not even consider doing something like that.
See, he's better than my suggestions. Go on. Where are we putting it?
I want to say simply bad, just because, I mean, it was used for so long and it was not...
Above Seibu or below it?
Seibu's first.
Okay. Yeah. That means Seibu goes right at the bottom.
Yeah.
All right then. So Sung-yup's uniforms have been saved, and then we get to what I feel is one of, if not the best, Samsung Lions uniform. I love this one.
I do too, and I think that after, let's see, we're at 2008, 1982, after about 25 years, they got it right. They got the color combination right. They got it to look right.
The pinstripes are just the right amount of width so that everything pops off of it.
Right. Yeah. This one took me a little while to really get into. The only thing I didn't like is the Samsung, the word Samsung on it.
Yeah.
It's Samsung instead of Samsung.
Yeah.
But other than
that's
that,
minor at best.
Yeah, but I think the overall design, I do like this one.
Yeah. And I believe these were made by Beanpole for a little while as well.
Yeah,
they?
I think that's earlier this decade they were made by Beanpole, and that happens to be a Samsung-owned company.
There we go.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt it's going in the Hall of Fame, but where are we putting it?
I think second position. Yeah, right there.
All right. So they redeem themselves, and here's the road form of that jersey with a bit of an older Lee Sung-yup in there.
Little bit older, yeah.
It's almost like he's had a career.
Yeah, in many countries. I'm going to go with a very nothing special. I think it's a little dark.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it, but I really like the white pinstripe one. This one I think is just okay.
All right. So where are we putting it in here?
Anywhere is good. I'm okay.
And there we go.
You're okay. That was easy. Oh.
And then we get into 2016, where they decide, after nailing it with the last one, they just have to have a rebrand. I think this is where they realize that uniforms are profitable.
Yeah, and it only took how many decades?
Well, at that point, it's 30-odd years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably just saw how much money the Lotte Giants made from special uniforms over the previous seasons.
When Lotte had a contract with Adidas, they were paid $3 million. No, I'm sorry, $2 million for 2 years. And at the end of that, Do you know what Lotte said?
No, thank you.
Oh, no. No, they said thank you.
What did they say then?
We want more money. And
Okay.
Adidas said, no. And they terminated it.
That's a shame.
It seems like a very Lotte thing to do, though.
They are making steps in the right direction these days, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping that my great grandchildren will be around when, they actually get to that point. I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping that I have great grandchildren when that happens.
Mm.
But we will see. So they decided to do away with the pinstripes. They brought back the red trim, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of kept the same gist of the things with the lions. They increased the size of the S for some reason. And
it's not the lions, it's the lions.
Yeah, there you go. The lions.
Yeah. I don't like this jersey.
Sorry, headphone users.
Yeah. I do not like this jersey. And the reason I don't like it is because the material was like a shiny material on this jersey.
I think that had something to do with them wanting to do more screen printing kind of stuff in the future.
They started kind of like getting into that. I don't know if it was screen printing, but I don't know what the process is called, but
subliminal printing, maybe?
No, it was, I don't know. It's like you put on, like you screen print plastic and then put the plastic on the jersey. And I don't know. I mean, it's a step in the right direction technologically, but I was not a big fan of this. I would much rather have these things be stitched. I mean, keep some things.
Improves the shelf life, if nothing else.
It'll improve the shelf life, but I think it makes it not a nice looking jersey. I'm just not a big fan of the way that this jersey turned out. It had potential.
It's definitely a step back from where they were the previous year. 2015, that thing was glorious.
Yeah.
But who knows, maybe just getting dethroned by Doosan, they felt like a change was in order.
No.
So after getting dethroned, is it bad?
Nothing special,
or is it bin?
I'm going to say bad.
Where are we going? So Sabu's still at the bottom?
No.
Where are we going?
Anywhere there.
Let's go there.
No.
Next up, we have the road version of this one. Now, disagree with me if you want to, but I think this one is better than the previous edition.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I like this more, and I think that this really looks better. I mean, visually, it just looks a lot better.
I think like what they were going for with the enlarged S, with everything else like that, it just works with this because white off of blue has a little more of a subtle impact than blue off of white.
Right.
And to anyone who's not a fan of the LA Dodgers color scheme, then sorry, you're not going to have enjoyed this video. You'd have figured that out after like 5 minutes.
Right. Where are you going to put that, Matt?
This one I want to put... I'm actually going to put this in lovely, lovely, lovely.
I think that would be lovely.
All right, let's go with the lovelies.
All right.
Next up, we have a bit of a throwback where they, again, kind of combined a couple of old themes, but added the yellow trim in. So in 2015 to 2018, they had what they call the Classic Series with Lotte, where both teams would break out classic versions of their old uniforms, but with a minor bit of production quality and a bit of a revamp on some of the design aspects. Oh dear. We're not a fan of that, are we?
We are not. I don't. If you're going to go back, go back. I don't know. I think you can't mix. You know, it's kind of like having a Model T with a race car engine in it. It's not. I don't like it.
Then?
Yeah. And it's just
unoriginality.
Unoriginality, yes.
All right then. And then here's the road. Same series, road uniform.
I like it. I like it better just because of the colors. But if you're asking me, I'm going to go ahead and put it in simply bad just because they can't or they didn't do anything with it.
Does it go underneath Cebu for daring to be unoriginal?
No, I want to have to say put it before Cebu because if they copied anyone, they copied themselves on that one.
That's fair enough. Next up, we have a throwback to the Daegu days where I think they actually improved on the typeset a little bit.
I will agree with you. They've improved it. I know what they were going for, but it just would have been nice to have something. Because, I mean, the hat has yellow and white. Maybe if they would have had Daegu lions with a yellow border around it or something like that.
Ooh, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Or a bit of yellow trim.
Yeah, so, some kind of yellow trim, maybe some like piping down the front or something. That would have been good. But it did.
You know what? We've made it through like 20 odd uniforms and we still haven't seen any piping.
Yeah.
Huh, go figure.
Yeah, interesting.
So where does this one go?
Nothing special.
All right. That can go right there.
Yep.
Sometimes unoriginality does work okay. So here is the Sunday alternative uniform they wore between 2016 and 2018, where they took the royal blue and decided we want to be a sky blue.
I don't know. I'm going to have to ask the Dino. Dino, what do you think? The Dino doesn't like it, and I don't either. I hate that blue color.
Where are we putting it?
I'm right in the bin.
Are we putting it above or below those sleeves?
Oh God!
Is it worse than?
It's uglier.
Is it worse than the vest?
Yes, it is.
Ooh, there we go.
I don't.
Fans of the Arizona Diamondbacks, your original jersey design has been saved.
Yes.
Next up, we have this one. I think is a lot nicer. This is the 2019, and I believe they're still using it this season. So this would be 2019 through 2020 Sunday alternative. It's kind of like a football or soccer uniform, I think, but with that stripe across the front.
Yeah, I'm torn with this one because when they sublimated this, they started with a white jersey and then they dyed it blue, dyed it red, and then they left the white for the Lions and the Samsung on there.
Okay.
But it's not made of, I guess, like your traditional tackle twill jersey material. Visually, I like it, but it would not feel it wouldn't feel like a jersey. So for your list, Matt, are we going strictly visual or?
Well, you've factored in material to your decisions a lot. So I think we could let visual be the primary set of this, but then we can factor in material as well. Because if it's horrible to wear, then why would you want to buy it in the first place?
Yeah, but I mean, you give a little originality. This is nothing like any of the other ones that they've done.
Yeah.
And I think that their first shot into this doesn't look bad. I mean, this is not a bad looking jersey.
It's their first shot at Navy, and you know what? I'm actually just going to say on the hat here, they've got that little red trim around the lettering.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good color combination. It's good. If we're going to go strictly visual, I don't know.
I'd say top a lovely on a visual spectrum.
Yeah.
Let's just do that then.
Yeah.
Because it's Navy, it deserves a little bit of a break.
And they got it right, it seems. I mean, that they...
Design, I'd say they nailed this one, but then the material stops at getting in the Hall of Fame.
No me gusta the material. Yeah.
All right, then. Now we're into military uniforms. Thankfully, I couldn't find any Samsung Lions uniforms from before 2018. So here's the first one I could find.
Well, thankfully, they didn't wear this one all the time. And it looks like it's getting kind of lonely in the bin, so...
Into the bin with it, then.
Into the bin.
And where are we putting it? Are we playing roulette?
Right in the middle somewhere.
There we go. Right in the middle. So it's not quite as bad as those vests. Let's see if the 2018 to 2019 alternative military uniform gets any better impressions.
Well, Matt, let me ask you this. Have you ever wanted to be kind of part baseball player, part boy band member?
Well, it would let me get rid of this beer belly, so it wouldn't be bad for a couple of weeks, I'd imagine.
Okay, but have you ever wanted to dress that way?
Not as long as I can remember, no.
I'm going to say me too. And that's what this looks like. I think it's something that a boy band would wear.
Yeah, I'll pass on that then.
Yeah.
So where are we putting it? Bin?
Oh, yeah, bin.
Right next to its friend.
Right next to the friend, yes.
Here's the military uniform from this year. Here's your sublimation printing going on a bit of a rampage and having a lion just appear in the middle of it.
Roar.
So you've got your digital blue camouflage, some really dark blue sleeves, some nice patches and really nice trim around the neck, I think. And then a lion. I like the way that they've actually changed the way that they approach the logo, though. This is the first time they haven't gone for Chinese lettering or anything like that. They've gone for the hat logo just over the breast. Like, that's a nice design touch, but I wonder if that's actually a little too low for where it should be.
I don't know. For me, I think that there's just too much going on in this jersey. Because if you look at the player, can you see where the tiger is easily? If you know there's a tiger there, you see it. But just looking at the player itself.
Well, I can see the lion if I look for it.
Right, but I can't.
The tiger I just can't see anywhere.
Yeah.
I think I see it on the floor underneath the crushed dreams of Hanshin Tigers.
Maybe. You know.
I'm actually going to put it up there, otherwise I'm going to get a lot of angry emails. There we go. Don't worry, it's on the shelf.
I'm going to go with a straight nothing special. And just because it's not bad, but...
Just put it in the middle then?
Yeah. It seems like they were trying too hard to be awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, speaking of awesome, here's an awesome man.
I do agree with you.
So this was a uniform they released in 2016 to celebrate Lee Seung-yup getting his 600 home run.
For what he did with 600 home runs, it should be in the very top. However, it's an ugly looking uniform. White on light blue. Yuck. If they would put that on, if they would put those patches, for example, on pretty much anything that's not a military uniform, that would really look cool. Or for something like 600 career home runs, why not just do something totally
have the impact?
Yeah, this is really underwhelming.
If you're going to do that, take his rookie uniform, put the patches on that.
Yeah, or
just
do something totally different, like the first one in Lovely.
This could be where, like, imitating a Japanese design would be fine, because then you could take one of his Japanese teams, boom, there you go, put that on, and suddenly you've got Lions reimagined with a reason.
Yeah, and for something like this, I think they should have had a complete redesign. If you're going to do it the right way. And I think that's what they were going for. But the person who did the color selection might have been colorblind. I just don't like that color. And the hat is a different color than the jersey. I think
it's a different color to the patches.
Yeah.
And the lettering.
Yeah. It just seems like there's...
And the numbering.
It's like
there's like 4 shades of blue there.
It's like a blue rainbow, which is beyond unnecessary. And it's too bad that for this commemorative jersey that it had to be that. But
so it's too bad that we're putting Lee Seung-yup in the bin at last.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom.
Sorry, Seung-yup, but yeah, it's not your fault.
Yep. You did your best.
Yep.
You should have hit $5.99 and stopped there. Then this would have never been made.
Exactly.
But then along comes Disney.
Oh. I think. How do you not make a Lion King jersey if your team is the Lions?
His nickname is the Lion King.
Yep. But if you look at how that jersey looks, they have the dark lion at the bottom with the bright sunset, and then they have the dark blue on that. This jersey pops. I would not wear this myself.
If your son wanted you to, you would wear that.
Okay, like I said, if my son wanted me to, I would. But I like the design, and they probably actually made money through sponsorship with this.
Oh, I dare say they did.
Yeah, I don't like it for myself, but I do like that you can tell that there was thought that went into this. And with a matching hat and everything.
Yeah. Plus, with the shiny lettering, it actually really works to have variety in the lettering with lines across the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I be crazy?
Do it.
I'm going to say this might even be at the bottom of the Hall of Fame, just for sheer originality.
Yeah. I mean, this is, with that sublimation printing, I mean, you can basically do anything you want photo quality. This is one of the examples where it was done really, really well.
Moving over then. Let's have a look at another color palette. Pink. Everyone loves pink.
Speaking of jerseys that I would not wear for myself, this is one of them. However,
if your son told you to. Not even then.
I don't even know if they would make it my size, for that matter. But when the team started actually doing a little bit of research into who makes the purchasing decisions, they found that women were buying more than men. And the MLB had made like pink jerseys before, but they never really got on that bandwagon. I was told that these pink jerseys that the team started making sold very well because the women bought it.
Yeah. My wife ended up getting one of the pink one-piece style Lotte Giants uniforms on our second date when we went down to Hanwha Lotte series in Sajic. Like, it was just one of those things. She saw it, loved the design. It's like, boom.
Yeah.
Buy it.
And that's what they're finding out, that it's a lot of impulse purchase. Oh, no mukyo. Boom, buy. They get it. No. In terms of aesthetics, I'm going to say it's an ugly looking jersey. I don't
think it's quite bad though. Like, they do the pinstripes well. It could have been a darker pink for the Lions.
Pink. Yeah. It just doesn't stand out.
So you're putting it at the bottom and nothing special, or the top is simply bad?
Your choice. I'm going to make you do it.
I'm going to say that it's nothing special.
Yeah, I can go with nothing special.
So here's a newer version of the pink one, and this is the reason the other one went into nothing special.
Again, way too much dead space.
Yep. So we know exactly where this is going.
Yep. Sorry, ladies.
Sorry. You are not long for this world. Next up, and finalement, what is Thomas St. John's opinions of half and half uniforms?
I'm still making my opinion on these. I think they're cool looking. I would make the joke that I half like
the yellow with gold.
Yes, because I think that the gold stands out a lot better than the yellow.
There's not really a lot to say, is it? It's a mismatch of, or it's a hodgepodge of two uniforms, but it's not overlapping too many themes.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I'll say higher than simply bad, but
It's better than the pink that we've got there
Oh,
anyway.
God, yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to put it above here.
Yeah.
I think
without a
that'll do
doubt.
nicely.
I think so.
And that concludes our Samsung Lions uniforms. So let's have a quick check. You're happy with the way the Hall of Fame turned out?
Yeah.
Any of these that you want to particularly talk about, or any stories you'd like to share?
I guess maybe for the third one, the red one with the Chinese on it, I guess maybe drop that down to lovely, lovely, because
Lovely,
at the
lovely.
end of the day, it is
there's dead space.
There's way too much dead space on it. Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, if they wanted to do something, they should do like they did with the first Hall of Fame jersey and put a number there.
Yeah.
Something just to fill the space, or to make the letters a little bit bigger.
So I'll ask you a question of this one.
All right.
You said that you would love to meet this guy.
Yes, sir.
What are the 3 main questions you'd ask him?
Oh, gosh.
Well, you said you'd love to see him play, but what are 3 questions you'd ask him about his time as a player or whatever else?
How did he get such a fluid swing? I've watched videos of him, and his swing motion it's almost like watching a professional golfer when they do kind of a textbook swing. He had a big swing about him. And let me think. Okay, that's one question. Okay, if I met him after he retired, why did you retire after only 8 or 9 years? Because he didn't have that long of a shelf life. I don't know the reason that he retired. I think in 89 or 90.
Okay.
And could I have your autograph?
There we go.
Yeah, I actually did meet him once. I had a jersey that a Samsung jersey that had no name on it, and I just tried to get as many Samsung players to sign the jersey as possible. And one of the guys said, "Oh, that's Chang Hyo Jo." I was like, "Okay." I didn't know who he was at the time, so he signed my jersey. And then after he signed it, I kind of learned a little bit about who he was. I was like,
wow.
Wanted to kind of kick myself. But and since we're doing a jersey thing, his all-star jersey from the 25th anniversary of the KBO, I actually have that jersey.
Nice.
Yeah. I bought that at a charity auction. And the funniest thing was everybody was going crazy for like Lee Sung-yup's jersey or something. And I had so many of them. I'm like, I don't need another one. And I put a bid on his, because I knew a little bit about him. And when I got it, I was so happy.
Can we know how much that was? How much did you put into the charity?
Probably $200 or something. I mean, it was well worth what. I mean, it's one of those things that I would have paid more. And then he ended up dying of cancer. Maybe, I want to say 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And it was kind of a sudden thing. Him and Chae Dong-won kind of died really close together. And he just went too soon. So, but it was really cool to, I know where that jersey is right now in my house. I think I've told you that I have not put a formal count to the amount of jerseys that I have.
I'm looking forward to when you do. Because we're not going to find you for days if the boxes fall over.
Yes, that is basically correct. I think if I have to estimate, and I'm kind of being conservative, I probably have 1,500 jerseys in my house.
Nice.
And I took very good care of them. Each one is in a bag, and on the bag is written the year that it came from. And now, we're going over 20 years since I got the majority of them. I don't remember, is this a 91 or a 92 jerseys, but I do have it on the bag, and that helps me to kind of, remember. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for this.
Absolutely, anytime.
Well, you may be interested in coming along to the next one because one of the longest serving players in KBO history played for the upcoming team, had 20 years, started out with, I believe it was the Sangbungle Raiders, and then ended up finishing at this particular team 20 years later with a stint in LG in the middle.
Ejin Young.
Can you name the next team coming up?
KT.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So next time we're going to be looking at jerseys from the KT Wiz franchise, a very young one, but they have the benefit of all the years of experience, trial and failure with other teams, and they know how marketing works. So
Exactly.
There's a lot to go through. You looking forward to it?
I am, sir.
All right, then. Thanks very much.
Okay,
and,
my pleasure.
I guess we'll see you all next time.
All right.
Anything you'd like to say? Any way people can get a hold of you?
You can probably get a hold of me through Matt for now. And in this season, we're going to be doing a couple of things. And if you guys are fans of any of the old baseball teams, the teams from the 80s, 90s, a lot of those, we're going to be doing some throwback stuff coming up soon.
Indeed we are.
All right.
Well then, thanks very much.
Okay.
And we'll see you all later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Is it Tuesday yet?
I hope so.